Jungkook and Jimin's hidden scandal? How did it come to this? The rumor came out so fast, faster than the heartbeat of the soldiers who read the first piece of information. It was as if there was an invisible hand pushing the story out from behind the stage, creating a huge wave that broke the calm of the fandom. Jungkook and Jimin, two names most often described as having an unbreakable bond, are suddenly dragged into a narrative about a hidden scandal, something he says he hid all along. And the world asks, how did it come to this? It all starts with a moment that seems small, so trivial that it is hardly considered important at first. A short video from backstage, Jungkook's face looked serious, while Jimin stood slightly away, as if there was an emotional pause between them. The expression, according to some fans, was uncharacteristic. Too stiff, too cold, too much empty space in the air. Within hours, the snippet of the video went viral, sparking wild theories about what really happened between the two. But behind the scenes, the narrative is much more complicated than just facial expressions or physical distance. Jungkook and Jimin have always been known as a complementary duo. Jimin with his warmth, Jungkook with his innocent and spontaneous honesty. They have dynamics that can only be understood by people who have really watched their movements for years. So when rumors of a hidden scandal surfaced, most fans were incredulous, while others were curious. Could there be something the public has never seen? That's what makes the story even more jarring. There are whispers that the two are engaged in emotional tension due to the hectic schedule and pressure that has accumulated since they each went through solo activities. Jungkook with his tremendous global success, while Jimin faced mental and physical ups and downs due to the demands of a career. There is another version of the story that is even more dramatic, that the two had a disagreement about a very personal matter and chose to resolve it without involving the other party. But the drama doesn't stop there. In the interview that appeared a few days after the rumors heated up, there was a moment when Jimin responded to a question with an ambiguous answer. The sentence is simple, but the tone invites interpretation. Sometimes, what looks close is not necessarily being okay. The answer made the situation even more explosive. The public began to wonder if he meant Jungkook. And of course, the internet quoted the piece countless times, creating a new narrative that was much bigger than anything Jimin actually meant. On the other hand, Jungkook even made the atmosphere hotter unintentionally. In a short live broadcast, he was silent when asked about his friendship with Jimin. Just a few seconds of silence was enough to make hundreds of thousands of people panic. Silence is seen as evidence that something is wrong, though no one can be sure what the pause means. Maybe he was reading another comment. Perhaps he was looking for an answer that did not hurt anyone. Or maybe he's just tired. But the internet never waits for a logical explanation. The internet moves at an emotional speed. However, behind all the noise created, there is another layer of the story that is rarely talked about. Jungkook and Jimin have grown up together since a very young age. They saw each other in their most fragile and strongest condition. They share the same burden as global idols who must maintain their expressions, tone of voice, and even their small steps. Such pressure can make any close relationship complicated. Not every friendship is able to survive under the glare of cameras every second. There are times when two good hearts actually move away from each other not because of hate, but because there are too many things to bear together. That is why many longtime fans believe that whatever happens between the two, it will never turn into a major conflict. They are all too aware that their friendship is a time-tested foundation. Even as rumors of a hidden scandal continued to swirl, there was a silence that felt honest when they appeared before the public together. There's a little body language that's hard to lie about. A quick glance, a slight smile, gestures that avoid the camera's gaze but don't avoid each other. But still, the world needs drama. And any relationship that looks strong is always the target of speculation. There was a moment when an anonymous account claimed that it learned that Jungkook and Jimin were at odds over a decision one of them made regarding a solo project. The story spread quickly, albeit without evidence. Then came other theories. That the two were hiding family issues, that they were arguing about how to deal with industry pressure, or even that they were keeping secrets too big to share with the public. Online communities are like creating an endless maze of rumors that in the midst of the hustle and bustle, more rational fans tried to drown out the madness. They reminded that BTS is a family, not just a work group. They support each other even in silence. They once went through the most difficult times. Global scandals, the loss of close friends, the times when the group almost broke up and remained together. So why does the public believe that just because of a slightly different look in the eyes, everything is destroyed? But such soothing voices are drowned out by a much more sensational narrative. Stories about scandals always sound more interesting than stories about lasting friendships. Until finally the moment came that changed everything. An unofficial video of their rehearsal was leaked, showing Jungkook and Jimin chuckling together while talking quietly. Their body movements were relaxed, like two friends who were unwinding. The video wasn't long, but it was enough to make ARMY breathe a sigh of relief. Even so, for some people, it is precisely the video that is considered a sign that they are covering something up. The narrative that they were hiding a scandal turned out to be too tempting to simply let go. In the end, this story may never get a definitive answer. Jungkook and Jimin themselves never gave explicit clarifications, as if choosing to let the public guess rather than magnify the drama. And maybe it was the right choice, because not all relationship dynamics have to be shown to the world. What is clear? There is one thing that cannot be denied. No matter what happens behind the stage, they still stand together. They keep singing the same songs, smiling on the same stage, and receiving the same love from millions of people. Scandals, rumors, and conspiracy theories may come and go, but true friendship always has a way of growing, even when the storm tries to tear it apart. And if there's one lesson from all this commotion, it's probably how easily misunderstandings grow when two humans the world loves so much try to lead normal lives. Jungkook and Jimin are not characters in the drama. They're humans who are learning to navigate extraordinary pressures. Their relationship may be complicated, full of layers that are not visible to the camera, but that's part of their journey. Is there a hidden scandal? Or is all this just a misinterpretation of scraps of moments that the internet twists? Maybe the answer is only the two of them know. And maybe the world doesn't need to know everything. But one thing is certain. No matter what happens, they remain Jungkook and Jimin. Two names that will continue to make the world question, speculate, and love them for who they are. But the drama did not stop after the training video was posted. The opposite is true. The public is increasingly curious whether the warm moment was really spontaneous or just a professional gesture in order to dampen the fire of rumors that has grown. The world wondered, as if never satisfied. Was their laughter sincere or just an exercise in maintaining the image?